Starting something is incredibly difficult. Once you've started, stopping is wildly tempting. But man, once you stop, starting again is... Literally nothing is where it's supposed to be right now, and I am going to lose my mind. Back in March, when the quarantine here in Dallas first went into effect, man, coffee became the one thing a day that I looked forward to. I mean, I've always loved coffee. That's like not something that started with quarantine, but man, when you can't go out, you can't get out, you can't see people, it became like the event that I looked forward to every single day. I could not wait for my 12:30 pour over. Maybe you're hearing this and you're thinking, man, this is sad. Coffee? Coffee is what you look forward to every single day. It's not about the coffee itself. It's not even necessarily about the ritual, although I do absolutely love making myself a good pour over. Good by my standards. Some of y'all might have this and think it tastes like garbage. See, for me, what it was really about was finding something small that I enjoyed, that I could look forward to, that would give me just the tiniest sense of accomplishment, that I could do well and that I could enjoy immediately. Back in March, when everything really went down, I think it was about mid-March that I remember hearing at my office that we were going to be working from home for a while, for a week or two maybe. At that moment, I don't think I actually had a clue how busy we had actually been. And a lot of this stuff was really good. You know, we spent the last 4 years investing in the Tacos and Tunes creative community. On top of that, we had our travels and the travel videos that we made, the music we were doing. We're super involved in our local community, in our church, in our jobs. But man, that first week of all of it coming to a stop, I don't know what it was like where you live, but here in Dallas, there was a solid couple of months where everything was closed. You couldn't go anywhere. Oh yeah. Still legit my favorite part of the day. But man, once week 1 passed, once week 2 passed, we kind of started to discover we were finding this really comfortable rhythm, right? We were wildly fortunate that we're both able to still work from home. This didn't really affect our livelihood, our jobs, and I realized that there are thousands of people in this country that can't say the same thing, and so we're incredibly grateful for that. Every sip is so good. So yeah, I don't know what it's like for you right now. Maybe you're still looking for work. Maybe you've had work this entire time. Maybe you completely disagree with me and you didn't slow down at all during the last 6 to 8-ish months. But as other things are beginning to kind of pick up, and as the country in general is finding new, safe ways of doing this stuff, I'm finding myself realizing that, man, once you stop, starting again is just so dang hard. I am going somewhere with this and I want to get y'all's feedback, but see, for me, I think I'm realizing that there are kind of 2 struggles that I'm dealing with this. The first one of these is just overcoming the comfort that we've kind of found ourselves. Again, some of us, I realize that some of us have not been comfortable throughout any of this. We've experienced huge loss, a lot of frustration. I want to be sensitive to that. The second one, and I think even more difficult kind of hurdle that I'm having to overcome, is figuring out just what do we start up again and what do we continue saying no to. I'm not even talking about this from like a safety standpoint. That's its own thing. I hope all of y'all, regardless of what you're doing, are putting safety first right now. But I'm just talking about, man, how many of these things that we were doing before are actually fruitful, whether by sharpening certain skills or making me stronger in certain areas, or just by the sheer virtue of it being something that I love. See, at the beginning of this year, we had big plans. And now I'm finally getting to the point where the fact that those things couldn't happen, it doesn't quite hurt me deeply as much as it did, but I'm finding myself wondering in certain areas, were we spreading ourselves too thin before? And if so, how do we go about deciding what to cut free and what to go all in on? I'm kind of wondering how many of you guys are standing at the same crossroads that I feel like I am as just a person and as a creative, to say, once you've overcome the disappointment and the heartbreak about what couldn't happen this year, how do you make that decision to say, there are a number of things in my life that have stopped over the last 6 months. Some of those need to stay dead. Some of those things I need to start up again, even if they look a little bit different. Outside of asking just kind of for y'all's input, I'm not sure if this video serves a purpose other than maybe being the first little teensy weensy step forward to starting again. I think I'm done. I think I've said everything I want to say. Oh, so good.
Wow.